Along the banks of the river next to the Tonjong Military District Command, several visible holes in the ground are, in fact, remnants of historical bunkers. These bunkers serve as evidence of the rich historical heritage preserved in the city of Majalengka. In the book Selayang Pandang Sejarah Majalengka, an overview of Majalengka's history, compiled in 1980, it is mentioned that one of the reasons for the construction of the Dutch Marechaussee barracks, along with the year it began, is explained. This building later became the Tonjong Military District Command. The book states, the barracks of the Dutch Marechaussee Corps was built in 1923 to confront the movement of the people of Majalengka and suppress King Lamot, who was located in Panyendengan, Desa Suri. Author's translation. To trace the story, Grumala visited Panyendengan and successfully met with the head of Suri village, Mr. Enda, and one of the local elders, Aki Enkat. Grumala intended to ask about the whereabouts of King Lamot. Who exactly was King Lamot? How powerful was his influence at that time? So it caused great concern for the Dutch, eventually leading them to construct a large Dutch Marechaussee barracks, along with complete facilities including barracks, an armory, a water torrent, and a hospital. It is even possible that the bunker, long known by the people of Majalengka as the Japanese military bunker, located beneath the Kaibadug Bridge, was in fact constructed by the Dutch in 1923. In addition to the aforementioned facilities, the barracks were also equipped with a church that was deliberately established by the Dutch Marechaussee Corps. The building that was once used as a church still exists today. However, its design does not resemble that of a typical church. It looks more like an old house or a regular residence. According to the current owner, it was purchased by his grandfather from a Dutch priest. This church was the place where the Dutch Marechaussee, who were Christian, gathered for worship. In fact, not all members of the Marechaussee were Dutch or European. Some came from Ambon, Flore, Madura, and Java. By observing the former Dutch Marechaussee barracks, which now serves as the Tonjong Military District Command along with its bunker, we can imagine the scale of resistance and the intensity of the movement carried out by the people of Majalengka at that time. The intensity of the resistance by the people of Majalengka deeply shook the Dutch colonial government, leading them to bring in thousands of Marechaussee troops from Banten and Sukabumi. Although no definite record indicates the year the bunker was built, historians have proposed at least two possible assumptions. The bunker was possibly constructed at the same time as the military barracks, serving as a facility for defense and surveillance. In fact, it is believed that the bunker not only served defensive and surveillance purposes, but also functioned as a detention site for individuals or groups considered a threat to the position of the Dutch colonial government. Another possibility suggests that the bunker was built earlier, perhaps during the World War period, alongside the construction of the Gunung Kunci defense fort in Sumedang, which was completed in 1917. One of the bunkers at the back of the Kodam is smaller in size and looks like an underground prison cell. This prison cell is very scary. From the mouth of the bunker, if we keep walking, we will find a narrow turning corridor, and it seems that it was made to slope down a little so that water can stay inside to hurt the prisoners. This small bunker has only one door, so the condition inside is very narrow, hot, and full of water. The corridor inside is about 1 meter wide and less than 2 meters high. People who go inside must crouch. There is a hole on the ceiling of this turning corridor, and the hole is also small. Only a hand can go through it. We don't know if the hole is for air or light, but it is clear that if it rains, water can go in and fill the room. The water in the room makes it dangerous because there could be snakes, broken glass, or even leftover bombs, like what Mr. Priyandi, the Kodam commander at that time, once said. Nobody knows who used to live in that underground prison cell, but the historical fact about King Lamot still leaves a big question. There is not much information about King Lamot. Even when Grumala tried to search for him in Panyendengan, in the village of Suri, Bapaku and Aki Enkat also said they didn't know much. There is only one piece of information that many people believe, that King Lamot was very powerful. One King Lamot could beat 100 enemies. It is possible that King Lamont was actually a group. But the story about King Lamont also appears when we look at historical facts about the start of the national movement. After the Budi Utomo movement appeared, similar movements also started in Majalengka. For example, in 1914, the Islamic Community Union was made in Pasir Ayu, Maja, by K.H. Abdul Halim. Then in 1912, the Islamic Union, Sarekat Islam, was started also in Maja, and it spread to Telaga, Karangsambung, and Majalengka. The Dutch were still worried about this movement, and there was even a protest by workers in Jatiwangi. In Maja, the people also said no to Dutch policies, so it is written in some records that the Dutch sent Van der Plas and H.O.S. Jokramanoto to stop the resistance from the people of Maja. From here, the name King Lamote was then written in history. At that time, a group of people who called themselves King Lamont appeared in Panyandangan, Siuri, which is still a part of Maja. Because of that, the Dutch felt they needed to stop them. Anyone who fought back and got caught might have been put in the small, hot, and wet prison cell behind the Kodim in Tonjong today. It is possible that members of the King Lamont group were locked up there. This group was stopped in 1923. So the building of the barracks, which is now Kodim Tonjong Majalengka, and the big arrival of Dutch soldiers might have really been planned to stop King Lamont.